Hello, friends. How are you? How's things? How's life? How's your world? How's stuff? We're getting things figured out over here. At least that's the what I like to tell myself. I did at least get to sleep some last night, so we're getting it figured out. I've been thinking a lot lately about this post that I made the other day. I don't know, was this Friday or something? I made a post where I was talking about it's way too early in the year for me to have that feeling of I haven't accomplished anything. And one of you commented. I got quite a few comments on that post actually. I very much appreciate the engagement. Thank you very very much. Please continue to engage. But somebody posted, I get the angst around have I actually accomplished anything this year. And while yeah, that was kind of the intent of the video. Have I accomplished anything this year? That's also not really where I was headed with that thought. I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't really fully express what I'm feeling, and I think that what I'm feeling is, have I accomplished? Not that I like. Do I have anything to show for it? That's not really what I'm trying to say. I don't. I tend not to plan my life in chunks that are easily recognizable on a calendar. For instance, I don't make New Year's resolutions because I think it's dumb. Like, just when you realize you need to fix something, fix it. Don't wait until January 1st, right? Like, it should be a continuous thing. And so I continually try to, be critical of what I'm doing. But also, I have learned, I have tried to learn, let's say that, over the last 7 or 8 years, how to give myself a little grace when things aren't going as planned. And I think that right now is one of those times where things aren't going as planned. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of external things happening in my life that are making it difficult for me to do the things that I had planned to do. I had a baby. I knew that having a baby was going to be a huge disruption to my life. I didn't realize quite how much it was going to disrupt. I thought it'd be a little easier than it's been. And I think part of that comes down to just the father that I wasn't when my first two children were born. I wasn't totally available for them. I wasn't totally available for my ex. I wasn't as involved. Let's put it that way. And so, but even with that, this baby is nursing, which just means that there's a lot like there. She can't be very far from her mother at any given time, right? And so it makes it extra difficult because I can't just like pack her up in the car and go somewhere for a few hours and give mom a break. And so I'm just here, like I'm here, like all of the time, and I feel a little bit trapped because I can't just run. I mean, I can go, and I do, and I'll go see my parents, I'll go play music, whatever. But there's times when it's just like I need to just not be here, and I need to not be hearing a baby screaming or whatever, and there's nothing I can do about it because I just kind of have to be here. Again, these are all not complaints. It's just these are the external things. My father being injured again, being in the hospital again, needing more care, has an external thing. My job, we had a team member quit. Which means that my supervisor is kind of taking over her duties and trying to do what she was doing, which means that I'm doing a lot of what my supervisor was doing. So there's been a kind of a trickle down that like suddenly I have all this extra stuff. And my job is not. There's not a lot of busy work, so it's not like I'm having to do a bunch of nonsense. It's all quality work, but it is an extra load that is now in the back of my head going, oh, I have to do customer care, I have to do this, I have to do that, on top of the normal stuff that I would do. On top of parenting, on top of being a son, on top of all that. And so what I'm thinking in my head, it's not necessarily about like when I look at the year, what did I accomplish? Well, I accomplished a lot. I've kept the baby alive for the last 3 months. That's pretty amazing. I've helped my parents as best I can through their transitions and through multiple hospitalizations for my father this year. I've joined a band with a piano player, and we're working on that very hard, and I have a lot of skill to show. I really wish I would have taken your advice and started playing on YouTube, playing my bass for you guys last year, just because I think that, or even in March, if I'd have started playing in March, to see the jump from there to now, I think would be pretty dramatic. I think that my skills have dramatically improved, especially over the last couple of months that I've taken private lessons. The private lessons have really just accelerated even faster my playing. So I have all of that to show. What I'm getting at is, I think, when I start to get this feeling of what have I accomplished, it doesn't necessarily mean like looking at a chunk of time and saying, what have I accomplished? It means, what am I accomplishing right now? Am I accomplishing what I want to accomplish? And the answer is no. The answer is I'm not putting as much effort into my bass as I should. If I really want to play the bass for real, like in a band, we go on stage and play, we do recordings, which is something that I very much want to do. I very much want to do that. I do not want to do that for a living, but I very much want to do that as a hobby and as a side job, a side job of being a musician, that sort of thing. Means I should be putting more effort in. But what I'm finding myself doing right now, because I feel this like I'm stuck at home, what do I do at home? Like I can't really come down here. I could. Trust me, I could. I could come down here and work. But I'm one of those people that like when I think of things that need to be done, building a kitchen island, I want to know that I have however much time I need to do the next part of that task. And I don't know how much that time is until I start it. And that's something I can't do right now because I don't know how much time I have available. If I come down here and start to work, it could be a half an hour before I need it. It could be an hour before I'm needed. It could be 2 hours. I could have the whole day. I don't know. And so that makes it very difficult for me to start because when I don't know how much time I have available, I have a hard time starting. So what I'm really feeling is I think I'm currently just spinning wheels. When I find myself holding the baby in a rocking chair, instead of reading a book or learning something educational, I'm looking at stuff on Instagram and I think, or I'm playing a video game on my phone, or I'm watching YouTube videos. Like I'm not doing anything to help me in my pursuits. That's the real thing. Like what have I achieved? I've talked about this in the past. Like when I log into my lesson for my bass lesson, my private lesson, how bad do I feel? For a while there, I was feeling pretty bad because for the first few lessons, it was great. Like he would give me, here's your assignments, and I would work on them every day, and I would come back the next week and say, let's go. Here's your assignment. Let's do it. Now he gives me assignments, and I'm lucky if like a couple of days before my next lesson, or maybe 2 or 3 days a week, 2 days a week at most, I'll pick the bass up and work on those lessons instead of every day leading up to the next lesson. So I'm not able to put in the effort that I should be putting in because I am taking this very seriously, but also I'm just exhausted, like physically, mentally, emotionally exhausted to the point that picking up the bass and working is just not in the cards in that moment. And so I find myself just idling and doing idle tasks just to get through the next hour or whatever it is that I have ahead of me. That's where I'm coming from. It's that feeling of I should be using this time better and I'm not. And why am I not using this time better? Is it because I need to take a break? Maybe. It's very possible that I need that time to just do nothing, to decompress, to just do something mindless because I'm just so overwhelmed. Or maybe it's because I'm hiding. Or maybe it's because I'm not being truthful with myself or my family about what I need. And that's what I've been thinking a lot about over the last few days is how do I achieve what I want to achieve with the current situation? Because the time is available. The time is a thing that I have. The effort and the energy is the thing that seems to be slipping right now. And maybe it'll come back and maybe it won't. I'm not sure. But what I do know is I'm going to keep trying because that's ultimately the important part of all of this. Showing up has always been the best way to achieve anything. Just show up. Just try. It doesn't have to be for any appreciable amount of time. Just showing up is the effort that you need to put forth. And the rest will follow. And I truly believe that. Often showing up is the hardest part. And once you get there, you realize, wait, I am enjoying this, and let's keep going. Okay, that's my thoughts for the day. You got any thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Put those in the comments down below. Please do that. Also, if you have any good questions, any topics you want to talk about, I love hearing those. So please put those down below as well. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe if you're new here. We are still growing. It's slow, but we're going to get to 25,000. That's the goal. Get us to 25,000. So if you could share these videos with people that you think might be interested, I'm trying to get to 25,000 subscribers because I was there 8 years ago, and I want to get back just to say I did it twice. It'd be fun. Thank you for that. I appreciate you very much. I will see you again tomorrow. Today's 1,000 plus little things happy, successful people do differently. We are learning 15 relationship truths for tough times. Number 5, the less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Don't settle for just being someone's downtime, spare time, part-time, or sometime. If they can't be there for you all the time, especially when you need them most, they're not worth your time. This is true. Asterisk. I think we all have those friends where you don't see them forever and then they show up and it's like no time had passed. Those friends will be friends forever and they're worth holding on to. But there are some people where you need to recognize that disassociating is the better for both of you.